one of my goals is to reverse my daughter's scoliosis, and something that I've noticed about her back, I've really been studying it a lot the last month, more so than doing exercises, because I was kind of hitting a roadblock. But in her back, she has a hump that is really pronounced, and then the other side is kind of inflated in, and so she tends to lean one direction all the time, which makes it really difficult to get her spine to cross midline. And so what I'm using is I'm using a wedge, for one, for the comfort of myself, that it's allowing me to kneel and not like smash my legs. But also too, I'm wedging it up under her side that's a little deflated, so that her back, or that her spine, is now on equal ground. So the hump here on this right side is now putting this wedge under here. I'm putting the spine in a more neutral position. So as I'm coming in and I'm working with getting that spine to cross midline, I'm getting a lot more receptivity from her body. She's being a lot more accepting of the movement that I am offering her spine. Now, granted, yes, when I take the wedge away, her body goes back to that imbalance. But the key with movement lesson is I'm giving her new movement experiences that she cannot experience on her own. So I'm allowing her spine to feel what neutral is and what movement is in that neutral, so that it can learn and start comparing the position it is in now to the position that I want it to be in. And the body is smart, and I believe that it can make changes like that. I was also having a thought the other day as I was working on a rib cage. I'm an artist by nature. I love clay. I love, pencil. I love all that kind of stuff. And as far as I know, bones are pretty solid when, especially as the child gets older. And, in my mind, I'm just like, well, why can't I change the skeletal structure? Why can't I work with that? And as I was working with her, in my mind's eye, I was imagining myself trying to sculpt and adjust her rib cage to teach her rib cage a more successful form to be in. And we'll just have to see with later videos how that goes and see what happens. But that's my ultimate goal, is I want to reverse her scoliosis, because there is no way that she can handle a surgery like that. She is very, very weak. Many do not understand how weak my daughter is when it comes to SMA, because she looks like she is doing so amazing. And I attribute that to movement lesson as my foundation. And then I've done, essential oils, MAT, chiropractic work, other things to supplement the movement lesson. But it's all from teaching her functional movement, so that her body is able to learn what a more typical system, or to learn how a more typical system works. And so you can see with this exercise, I'm being very gentle, but I'm just looking for that spine to cross the line. I'm not pushing, I'm not forcing. I'm persuading the spine and teaching it. And when you use persuasion, the body is a lot more receptive to make those types of changes. When you use force, like you do in therapy and things like that, and it's focused on that muscle, the system will fail faster. So I hope you like the videos. If there are other videos that you'd like to see that I do with my daughter, make sure you put it in the comments. And go to whatdoesthefutureholdformychild.com/SMA to learn more about what I do for my daughter and the services that I offer SMA children, because it's not just for my daughter. I want all SMA children to have successful movement, to experience their full potential, just not in movement, but in cognitive and in everything, in all aspects of development. Thanks, guys.